Coronation Street's Ollie Driscoll plays with fire this week, as he's dragged into Idris Nazir's latest scam. Although the dodgy game is rigged in his favor, will he manage to come out unscathed? Desperate to raise the money to buy Speed Doll, Idris sets up a secret poker game in the restaurant behind Ollie Nazir and Leanne Battersby's backs. After hearing that Chef Ollie is a talented player, Idris recruits him to play on his behalf, offering to split the winnings. Intrigued by the mutually beneficial deal and knowing the game will be rigged, Ollie accepts. But not everyone is on board with the plan. In a new spoiler clip for Wednesday's episode, Lauren Bolton and Brody Michaelis help set things up in the restaurant. Suspicious Lauren asks Brody why Idris didn't ask him to play, with Brody claiming he doesn't know or care. Meanwhile, Idris pulls Ollie aside for a quick pep talk ahead of the game. Ollie confirms he knows what he's doing to ensure they don't get caught cheating. Aces, kings and queens are marked. Start off slow, lose a few hands at first, then pick me moment, he recalls. When Lauren approaches, Idris reminds her not to tell Ollie or Leanne about the game or the alcohol on the premises. He then goes to welcome his guests, who include Carl Webster's shady associate Fiona Morley. Having overheard their conversation, Lauren takes one final opportunity to warn Ollie against playing, pointing out that he could get in serious trouble. Ollie assures her he knows what he's doing, but how will he fare when the games begin? The cobbles of Weatherfield could be heading towards another explosive storyline as Coronation Street appears set to place young Ollie at the center of a dangerous new scam. What initially looks like an innocent situation could quickly spiral into something far more sinister, leaving Ollie trapped in a web of lies, manipulation and financial deception. As the pressure builds, those closest to him may begin to realize that something is seriously wrong, but by then, it could already be too late. The ominous scenes are expected to create a growing sense of unease as Ollie becomes increasingly involved in a scheme that he may not fully understand. At first, Ollie could believe that he is simply helping someone he trusts. The promises might sound convincing, with the possibility of easy money or a seemingly harmless favor making the situation difficult to resist. But behind the friendly explanations could be a carefully constructed scam designed to pull him deeper. The biggest danger is that Ollie may not realize he is being used. As the storyline develops, small warning signs could begin appearing. A suspicious phone call, a secretive meeting or an unexplained payment could leave questions hanging in the air. Ollie may attempt to dismiss concerns, insisting that everything is under control. However, the more he tries to protect the secret, the more complicated the situation could become. For those watching at home, the most worrying aspect of the storyline could be how quickly Ollie's circumstances change. Someone who initially appears to be helping him may actually have an ulterior motive. And once Ollie discovers the truth, escaping may prove much harder than he imagined. The scam could involve far more than money. There is the possibility that personal information, confidential details, or even someone else's identity could become part of the scheme. That would raise the stakes considerably and potentially place Ollie in serious trouble. The consequences could also spread across Weatherfield. If Ollie's family discovers what has happened, emotions are likely to explode. Rather than simply being angry with him, they may realize that he has been manipulated by someone who deliberately exploited his trust. That could lead to a heartbreaking confrontation. Ollie might insist that he never intended to hurt anyone, explaining that he believed he was doing the right thing. But convincing others of his innocence may become increasingly difficult if evidence begins pointing directly towards him. This is where the storyline could take a particularly dramatic turn. Imagine Ollie receiving a message warning him not to speak to anyone. Moments later, another demand arrives, leaving him terrified about what will happen if he refuses. Suddenly, what began as a simple favor has become a nightmare. He could find himself caught between exposing the truth and protecting someone who has threatened him. Meanwhile, suspicious behavior could attract attention on the street. One resident may notice that Ollie is behaving strangely. He could become withdrawn, nervous and constantly distracted, while desperately trying to hide what is happening. Eventually, someone could confront him. That moment could become one of the most emotional scenes of the entire storyline. Ollie may finally break down and admit that he has been caught up in something much bigger than himself. But revealing the truth might not immediately solve the problem. If the people behind the scam realize that Ollie is considering going to the police, they could make their next move. The pressure could intensify, turning the storyline from a financial scam into a genuine threat. This would leave Ollie facing an impossible decision. Does he tell the truth and risk the consequences, or stay silent and potentially allow the situation to become even more dangerous? There could also be a major twist involving the person responsible for dragging Ollie into the scam. Someone viewers initially trust could turn out to have played a much bigger role than expected. Alternatively, a seemingly suspicious character could actually be trying to protect Ollie from the real mastermind. That uncertainty could keep viewers guessing throughout the storyline. As the tension rises, Ollie could eventually discover that the scam was never simply about getting money. The real objective may have been something much more personal. That revelation could completely change how viewers understand everything that happened before. For Ollie, the emotional consequences could be devastating. He may feel guilty for allowing himself to be manipulated, even though he was deliberately targeted. His confidence could be shaken, while relationships with people close to him could become strained. And Weatherfield has never been short of secrets. Once the truth starts coming out, it could trigger a chain reaction involving several residents. Secrets may be exposed, accusations could fly, and someone could find themselves facing serious consequences. The most chilling possibility is that Ollie may realize the scam has been happening around him for much longer than he thought. Every suspicious conversation, unexplained transaction, and strange encounter could suddenly take on a new meaning. By the time the truth becomes clear, Ollie may have already become the key piece in someone else's dangerous plan. The upcoming scenes therefore promise plenty of tension, mystery, and emotional drama. With Ollie seemingly dragged deeper into a huge scam, viewers could be left wondering who is really pulling the strings, and whether he will manage to escape before everything falls apart. One thing seems certain: this could be the beginning of a nightmare rather than the end of one. And when the truth finally comes crashing onto the cobbles, the consequences could affect far more than just Ollie. For Coronation Street fans, the big question will be simple: who can Ollie trust when the person closest to him could be the one leading him straight into danger? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown ST.